Do welcome to today's news, and thank you for tuning in to this channel. To the news updates. Bad news for Nigerians as World Bank Drùms bombshell reveals consequences if Tinubu does not pay back for subsidy removal. Welcome once again, but please do well to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates. Now to the news details. Please carefully listen to the end. The World Bank has expressed grave concern over the rising inflation rates in Nigeria, which have led to an increase in poverty levels. According to the Washington-based lender, Nigerians' inflation rates has pushed an estimated 4 million people into poverty between January and May 2023. The alarming figures were revealed during the launch of the June 2023 edition of the Nigeria Development Updates in Abuja. The World Bank further highlighted that if the Nigerian government fails to provide compensation or palliatives following the removal of fuel subsidies, an additional 7.1 million poor Nigerians will be pushed into poverty. The data from the World Bank indicated that as of the beginning of this year, 89.8 million Nigerians were already living in poverty. However, with the increase in inflation and the removal of fuel subsidies, the number of poor Nigerians is projected to rise to a staggering 100.9 million. The Nigeria Development Updates report by the World Bank attributed the rise in inflation to various factors, including the Central Bank of Nigeria's funding of the budget deficits, multiple exchange rates, devaluation, and trade restrictions. These factors have contributed to a 17-year high in inflation rates in the country, with consumer prices increasing at their fastest pace in 17 years. The report also mentioned that inflation had been exacerbated by the monetization of the fiscal deficits, exchange rate depreciation, and trade restrictions worsened by global food and energy price hikes. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) supported the World Bank's findings, reporting that inflation in Nigeria had reached 22.41% in May, the highest in nearly 2 decades. Additionally, the NBS National Multidimensional Poverty Index revealed that 133 million Nigerians were multidimensionally poor, with 63% facing poverty due to a lack of access to essential services such as healthcare, education, employment, and security. The World Bank's reports emphasized that the loss of purchasing power resulting from high inflation had directly contributed to an estimated 4 million Nigerians falling into poverty between January and May 2023. It highlighted that the removal of fuel subsidies had further increased prices, disproportionately affecting poor and economically vulnerable households. The price of petrol had nearly tripled since the subsidy removal, impacting not only those who directly purchased petrol, but also those who indirectly consumed it through means such as transportation or generator usage. Without adequate compensation, the World Bank warned that an additional 7.1 million people would be pushed into poverty. The implications of this would be severe, as newly impoverished households may resort to detrimental coping mechanisms such as cutting back on education, healthcare, and nutrition. To mitigate these impacts, the World Bank stressed the importance of providing compensatory transfers to shield the Nigerian households from the initial price shocks caused by subsidy reforms. So, based on the Fäīls subsidy, in which President Tinubu removed and has caused increase in everything, and also it has increased the poverty, the level of poverty in Nigeria, whereby now the World Bank is warning that if the first subsidy is not taken back, or there is palliatives, that there's going to be additional 7.1 million people who will be pushed into poverty. And this is not a good news, because every day the poor ones, the poor masses, are finding it difficult to live. This fuel subsidy has caused increase in households, in food prices, and this is a shock to Nigerians. The prices of petrol has nearly tripled since the subsidy was removed. The price hike is affecting both the poor and economically insecure households who directly purchase and use petrol, and as well as those who indirectly consume it. Within this group, we have like 38% own a motorcycle within this poor group, and 23% own a generator that relies on petrol. Many others rely on petrol for transportation. So how do you want them to have their monthly income? If the poor and economically insecure households will experience a monthly income loss of 5,700 naira and without any compensation. So President Tinubu should look into the fuel subsidy, either gives palliative or increase the salary rate, minimum wage, so that Nigerians can live well, and so that the poverty in Nigeria will not be increased. We have come to the end of the news, dear listeners. What's your view to this? Please share your view in the comment section. Thank you.